think people are not getting good property deals in 2021. In this video, I want to go into some specific things that I have seen in the market and just wanted to address them to help you get better deals. Hey everyone, my name is Radhika. I am a property investor and I have been investing for the last 3.5 years. I have a very different strategy which I'm going to come on to you later in the video of how I essentially find good deals. If you are new to this channel, please go and hit the like button and subscribe button. I share free content with you every single week, twice a week. On Fridays it's my top tips, and then on Tuesday it's a different video every single week to help you get a property or to find some insights of another property investor through an interview. So the first reason I think people are not getting good deals is because they don't actually have a marketing strategy in place. They just go on Rightmove or Zoopla, and there are deals to be done on Rightmove and Zoopla, but there are different ways of marketing to get property deals, whether that's working through estate agents or going more direct to vendor and doing landlord letters or leaflets or posting on Facebook groups or anything like that. So there are different ways of marketing, but are you using all of the strategies involved to help you get a good deal? And when I say going to an estate agent,
when easy going to an estate agent saying I'm a property investor, but you can imagine how many people go into an estate agent, especially nowadays, saying, hey, I'm a property investor, I'm looking for a XYZ deal.
And they're not going to take you seriously. 99% of estate agents are not going to take you seriously. And this is why it's so important to be confident, show up every single week. And I just want to share a few tips that I've seen in the past and heard through other people with you. So the first tip is to go in with your solicitors and brokers business card, just to say, okay, I'm ready to move, I've got everything in place, and that shows confidence that you are ready to move. Secondly is be likable, be a nice person, don't be rude to the estate agents or lettings agency, whoever you're going to. Just don't be rude, be likable and rememberable. So then the third point about being rememberable is set a time in your calendar and go through every single week and mark out, I'm going to ring, or maybe not every single week but every 2 weeks, go through every single estate agent and mark out a time of every time you're going to bring them, and call them every 2 weeks or whatever time frame you put on there and say, hey, it's your name, just wanted to follow up and see if you had any more deals. They will remember you and they will be like, oh, it's that person calling again, it's 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, look who's calling. But as soon as a really good deal comes up, they might think of you first. Hey, what about that person who rings you on Tuesday at 9 o'clock every single day? So doing those extra steps to make you rememberable is only going to pay off in the long term. Now, going more into direct to vendor, especially landlord letters. I get so many landlord letters, it's ridiculous. Really long texts and I just can't even be bothered. And the one thing that I absolutely hate is when people put Mr. I don't know what it is, but it just really annoys me. Like, why can't people just go and research a little bit more? They can see on Companies House or whatever they look for. And I appreciate people, not a lot of people have had my name, but it's not hard to Google or Facebook search someone and to see if they're male or female. Appreciate if you can't tell the difference, but then just don't put Mr. or Miss. Also, you've got to stand out in these landlord letters. I know through the door, if I get a green or yellow or whatever colour envelope, it's probably going to be a landlord letter. Everyone's doing that nowadays, so you've got to think something outside of the box. Something that I did see that was quite creative is it was in a little brown envelope and they had their business card in there saying we buy properties, etc. And I thought that was very rememberable. I'm telling you now because it is very rememberable. I'm not going to tell you about the amount of letters that I've got and how rememberable they are because none of them were. So just doing things that are outside of the box and not anyone's doing. Just be very creative in the way you approach these landlord letters or going direct to vendor. Also, if someone is already telling you these are the things that they're doing, it's probably going to be a little bit too late and it's going to go through the grapevine and everyone's going to try that strategy and then it's soon just going to time out. So just be a step ahead, I guess, of the curve and just find your own creative ways and just don't tell anyone what your creative ways are. The second point is about following up, and this is what you need to do to have a healthy pipeline, is to follow up. Anything that you're doing, like I mentioned with the estate agents or lettings agency, is just ringing them at a set time every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever you decide, and just keep ringing them at the same time. That's a follow-up, or sending them an email or congratulations or anything like that. And then the same with a landlord letter or direct to vendor, whatever your method is you always have to follow up. You have Fanatical Prospecting, which is a book that I read, started this sales job. It's an amazing book, and it literally states that it takes between 7 to 9 touch points before most people reach out to you. And that's not even a closed sale, that's just to open the conversation with someone. So just bear that in mind, and it is a follow-up game. You know, how many people are going to buy off the first instance? Not many. Why do you think McDonald's have about 10 signposts before you actually go to McDonald's? Because it places that image of you, okay, I've seen McDonald's, I know what I want. See McDonald's, I know what I want, and I'm going to go there, and I've seen all of these touch points, and it's just only going to make that connection a lot stronger. And there's so many tactics that big brands use to have so many touch points, so you need to position yourself in having a number of touch points. Don't be annoying with it, because I don't want to receive a landlord letter every single day from the same company. But if you know someone is selling and they've got the double boards outside that they are selling, it might just be worth to maybe up your follow-up game with them. The third part to this video is about continuous marketing. So whatever your methods are, and I don't say stick to one method, you've got to have a variety of marketing methods, is to keep it continuous. Most people, when they get their first deal, is when they get the offer accepted, is they stop all marketing. They stop continuously calling estate agents, they stop doing their letters, because they already think they've got a done deal. And we've all heard that common phrase, 1 out of 3 deals do fall through. And unfortunately, I think that has been more for me than anyone else, because we've had about 6 to 8 deals fall through. I can't even remember the exact number. You've got to keep a healthy pipeline, because until you have signed that contract, it's not yours. That property is not yours. So you've just got to make sure that you are continuously marketing and keeping your pipeline full and keeping those marketing activities. Appreciate you might not be able to take on that many projects in one go, but you still need to keep continuously marketing, because as soon as you're ready for another property, you're gonna have to start from the beginning again, which is however long, and you're gonna start building your relationships again, and it's just gonna be a longer process. So just keep continuing them. You don't have to do every single deal, but just show the estate agent you're ready. The other thing that I would potentially do is just completed on this deal with your estate agent, with this particular person, I would just simply put in a calendar invite for them when you are ready for the next deal. So if you're ready in 3 months time, put in a calendar invite saying your name, their name, follow-up call, looking for another deal, and then just state what your criteria is. Or if they have any deals in the meantime, feel free to send them over, but you know, you're most probably looking at that 3 months time, or however long you define that period. So it's always aware in their diary. Everyone checks their diary. You know, I check my diary every single day, so I know that in that month I've got XYZ calls, and if you're on top of their mind, then they're more likely to essentially reach out to you saying, hey, I'm going to save this deal for this person because I know they've already completed. The other thing to that is maybe even going to one of their competitors saying, hey, I've just done this deal with this estate agent, I'd love to work with you also. I'm looking for a property in 3 months time, or whatever that time period is, and just putting a calendar invite. Always put your name first and then their name, because when you send out calendar invite to someone else, your name appears first, so they remember you more likely than seeing their name and then it just gets cut off. So now, to throw a curveball into this video, is I don't do any of that, and the reason I don't is because I work with property deal sources, as you all know, and the reason I do is because they always have continuous marketing going on, and for me to be out of area and only have limited time, they do this full time. They have full marketing strategies, they have a team, they have various methods that they're going to find the best deals, and I can pick and choose whenever I want to, hence why I work with property deal sources. Always do your due diligence, but essentially marketing and follow-up is crucial to your property business. Without it, you're not going to get the very best deal. So just be careful, and good luck for your next deal.